Welcome to Lit Media. My name is Nicholas Cartier, and this person sitting next to me is
Dan Allen.
And today we are bringing you a segment that we'd like to call the Dragonball Super Cho Cast.
Super.
Technically, this is episode 0.
The 0 episode.
And pretty much what we're going to do in this video is we're just going to explain to you guys like what we're going to be doing with the series and just a little background history because
you know, you need it. You need to understand what we've seen. To understand how we're going to see what we're about to see, Cartier, which is Dragon Ball Super.
It is. So, pretty much what we're going to be doing is we're going to be watching Dragon Ball Super in English.
Mm-hmm.
But don't fret, because we are also going to be watching Dragon Ball Super in Japanese.
Don't fret, guys.
And in this video series, we're going to be giving you our takes on both of these versions.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it in Japanese and English because it's gonna get wacky. I just can only assume it's gonna get weird.
So, other than that, we're just gonna be getting our thoughts and analysis on Dragon Ball Super and what this franchise has brought to us the past couple of years. Now, prefacing that, I will say that if you're watching this, Dragon Ball Super is over. It's over. It ended. It's gone. And it's never coming back. Until it does. You can come to Lit Media and watch us talk about it.
Slowly.
And some of the things that like we're going to be trying to hit like really hard are some points that some people won't really like talk about too much. You know, a lot of people like to talk about pretty much like what the art looks like and like how perfect Dragon Ball Super looks in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also going to cover things like the audio of both the Japanese version and the English version. And we're going to be talking about all of that and more, such as Majin Buu's relationship with Mr. Satan.
Just trying to trigger me. I just love it. It's a magical friendship, Cartier. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Buu is just top guys, you know?
Yeah. No.
Top guys.
I love Majin Buu. So, I don't know. Let's get started.
Yeah, I mean, Cartier, I don't want to speak for you, but you have seen everything backwards and read the manga 3 times while pooping. But seriously, if you could sum it all up, what have you tell the people?
Well, alright, so I've been a fan of the Dragon Ball franchise for a very, very long time. Probably like most of the people watching, it started when Cartoon Network had Toonami going on, and that's when like, you know, I'd say late 90s, early 2000s is when the Dragon Ball craze like hit America. And like most people, you know, it was on. I watched it. I liked it. Never stopped liking it.
Mm-hmm.
Bought the manga. I ended up watching it in Japanese and figured out it's a totally different show. Mm-hmm. Totally different.
Gained an appreciation for Akira Toriyama as an artist over the years, did you, Cartier?
I did.
Yeah, so true.
I did. But pretty much, yeah, no. It's Dragon Ball's been a pretty big part of my life and big enough to be sitting here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting to talk about it for a really long time.
I would say that I remember me and Cartier grew up together. I remember being on the playground with like the Dragon Ball Z trading cards, and like I had somehow gotten a few of them through trading other potential cards of other kinds because I'd only seen little bits of Dragon Ball Z, but everyone was like super excited and had the figures, and I was very young. I remember actually watching like my first big dose of Dragon Ball Z when I was like probably 15, 16. And then not until I was like 18 did I just like watch Dragon Ball. That's the thing, like when a lot of people say that, like, oh yeah, and I watched Dragon Ball, like I didn't even watch Dragon Ball till like I think I've watched it twice, begin to end in my life at this point. And the last one was like within the last 5 years, Cartier, I would say. So
I know me and you ran through the series probably around like 8 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
so good. How do you feel about GT, Cartier? Because that's another thing. Even though I haven't loved Dragon Ball and all this from for like long amounts of time. It's probably like closer to 10 than 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a weird appreciation for GT.
I really like GT. I will say, the first 20 episodes are rough for me.
Yeah, you don't.
You
He's
know,
not a fan of the fake out.
yeah, but as a whole, like I like Dragonball GT. It's all right. It's not bad. Like I feel like people give it a lot of shit, and it can be different, but I don't know. There's this weird misconception that like Dragon Ball GT failed, and then Super came and like made the ball start turning again for like Akira Toriyama to be like, wow, people really like this, but like Dragon Ball GT aired the week after Dragon Ball Z ended in Japan. It was like right afterwards. I was just trying. Toei Animation was just trying to get a bunch of money.
Oh yeah, Cartier. I feel like an important thing to say here is you've also seen Super.
Yeah,
Beginning to end.
Yeah, wild ride of watching that week to week.
But he can't speak about it yet too much because I haven't seen a lick. Not a lick of that Cartier.
Dan, the past 3 years, how many times have I came over and I'm like, Dan, can I spoil something about Dragon Ball Super for you?
I say no, and I say no like I'm going to watch it eventually, which is why Cartier had the idea for this show. Because he's like, if you're going to watch it, let's just get your reactions each week. Yeah, I have been dancing around spoilers. Let's run through this real quick. It's important. This is why I know about Dragon Ball Super. Because it's like, what? You don't know anything about Super, Dan? It's impossible for me to not know the words Goku Black. I purposely avoided any explanation of this. I've definitely seen a picture. That just happens. Spoiler number 2 that I know, Cartier was once in the car and I couldn't shake him away. He handed me the phone. He was driving. He was driving with a phone, playing Dragon Ball Super, and he hands me what was definitely, luckily it was too, like, clusterfucky to really understand what was happening, but it was Vegeta, Goku fighting back to back. So I've seen 6 seconds of that. I'm sure that comes up somewhere. That was Super, right? Yeah, I figured. And then, man, what else have I really heard? Oh, yeah, it was just spoiled by Roger Riyad, that Raleigh. Dr. Slump spoilers. Other than that, I've seen Battle of the Gods, and I've seen, what's the F movie? Cartoon?
Fukatsu no F.
I've seen that, but it was before it come out in America in Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And Cartier explained to me the plot beforehand, and I was like, let's just watch it. Let's just watch it in Spanish.
And it played out pretty.
No, I enjoyed it, yes.
It played out pretty.
But that'll be, I don't remember that as well as Battle of Gods, which I saw multiple times in English. Which, by the way, if Battle of Gods is any, like, testing strip, if it's any little piece of what Super is going to be, I gotta say I love any little bits of camera time for Boo that involve pudding, or anything. The fact that he plays such a big part in Battle of the Gods, I know this is the other thing I really know, is that they, in some way, shape, or form, kind of redo those movies within. This is what I know. This is, now you know the knowledge. That's my full knowledge. Yeah, I'm excited, Cartier. I'm excited for Boo to possibly be featured. Then you said the thing about the friendship with Satan. I don't know, Cartier. Of all the things that could happen in Super, if Boo's the last one standing, and like everyone's, I don't want to say dead. Cartier, just stop me from talking. Say anything else.
I wanted to see where you were going. Yeah, pretty much that's what we're going to be doing, though. Like, we're just going to be analyzing Dragon Ball Super, and another thing that we are going to be doing is
rubbing our hands together.
Another thing that we're going to be doing is, after we finish this season of Dragon Ball Super, which would be the Battle of Gods,
okay,
we're going to rewatch the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can
do one for that. Yeah.
We could talk about just like the differences between like the whole arc versus like having them put all of that into what, like an hour and 20 hour 30 minutes.
Listen, I know that I'm going to look like a fool, Cartier, because this has already happened for everybody else, but money on the table right now, I will... No, let's not get ridiculous. Money on the table right now, Cartier. Vegeta's dance number does not make it to the series, to the TV series.
You don't think he's going to sing bingo?
That dance number, I would go as far as to say there is no Vegeta dance number in the entire series of Super. I'm calling it right now, Cartier. It doesn't count if it's a chibi version of him and all the chibi versions of everyone are singing a song. Doesn't count if it's Gohan's dream. You know what I mean?
I only have one thing to say to that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Super Cho Cast.